welcome to Time 100 Talks. I'm your host, LOLA OGUNNAIKE. On September 15th, Time will reveal the 2021 Time 100, our list of the world's most influential people. In advance of that exciting reveal, and for the first time ever on this program, members of this year's list will join us over the course of 3 episodes for their inaugural interviews as 2021 Time 100 honorees. We'll also be revisiting alumni who were on the Time 100 list in the past to check in and see what they've been up to since being recognized. Today, I'm very excited to announce that our first guests and newly revealed members of the 2021 list are music producers Timbaland and Swizz Beatz, co-founders of the DJ rap battle web series Versus, which was launched during the pandemic and became the most popular live stream on Instagram. They're being recognized for their extraordinary impact on the music industry. After that, Time spoke with 2018 Time 100 honoree, chef and founder of World Central Kitchen, José Andrés. Today's show is presented in partnership with Citi. Before we get started, a word from our presenting partner.
Black women founders received just 0.06% of all venture capital investment raised from 2009 to 2018. Citi is committed to combating the gender and ethnic gaps that exist in the startup world. Their investments in companies by diverse founders has helped entrepreneurs like me grow our companies and deliver a positive impact on society. Here's a look into my story and my company, MedHall.
Millions of vulnerable Americans struggle to get reliable transportation to their medical appointments. That's why I started MedHall. Citi launched the Impact Fund to invest in both women and entrepreneurs of color like me so I can realize my vision and give everything I've got to my company and my community. I got you.
For the love of people, for the love of community, for the love of progress. Citi.
Hi, I'm Time staff writer RAISA BRUNER, and I'm joined today by Timbaland and Swizz Beatz, the iconic producers and co-founders of Versus, which is the performer battle web series that has really made huge waves over the past year and a half since they launched it. So thank you so much for joining us, Timbaland and Swizz Beatz.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So we're speaking today because you have been selected for the 2021 Time 100 list, which recognizes the year's most influential people. What does it mean to you guys to be on the list this year, and especially for this particular project?
Yeah, I guess I know he's gonna hit me with me. Look, this year, I mean, to be top 100, I mean, it's an honor because, you know, this is something that was formed 4 years ago, you know, and to see it come to fruition today, it's unbelievable. And to be recognized in Time magazine, I mean, I'm still speechless.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, me and Tim started this thing to help people at a time where the world needed the help, and kind of to step away from the news for a second and have some celebrations going on. And so when we came with the Versus, it was the perfect timing, and for it to still be going stronger than ever, and then also getting this recognition, it's amazing. Like it's a blessing, it's an honor, and I'm truly humbled.
So let's go back to that beginning in March 2020, when you guys actually had a battle against each other, and Versus really came onto the scene. How did it all start, and how did that grow from there?
I guess how it started in the pandemic was me taunting Swizz, you know, enjoying the time of, you know, it's really just fellowshipping and really reaching out to people. And, you know, at the beginning stages, it was like, okay, what's really going on? But it's kind of cool. It's like we get to relook at life and revisit life. And we were stuck, like Swizz said earlier, we were stuck at home, and I felt good, you know, even though we were stuck at home, I felt good, and I started doing beats. And I started talking a little smack to Swizz. You see what's up, you see this. And then he said, I see what you're doing. And then from making beats, I believe we said, I just called him, like, you know, this, you know, what we did at Hot 97 Summer Jam, the Versus. let's do it now. Let's do it on IG. Why not? We just went with the flow.
No promotion, no flyer, no nothing. An hour later, we was live, and this baby was born.
And you were really learning on the fly. I mean, those first few months, especially, people were using camera phones, whatever setups they had. But you were also bringing in such incredible artists and performers to be a part of the community. From, I remember watching Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, Nelly and Ludacris. So what were some of the big lessons that you learned about creating a strong virtual experience and a strong social experience for viewers as this progressed and grew? Because it was such an important topic of conversation, and it really did bring people together when everyone had to be apart.
I think what we learned was to listen to the people, versus, sometimes we'll put a fly out and then see what the feedback is and change, because it's like, wait a minute, the people are saying this, we need to change it and rearrange some things. That's why we took the sound quality important. We took the technology part important, although we started off in my car and Tim in his basement. Now we have, it's produced like a real award show. But the reason why we upgraded was because a lot of the bigger artists started complaining about it not being on their level. And so I remember us losing Dr. Dre over the Teddy Riley and Babyface hiccup and quality. And that's when me and Tim sat down and said, man, we got to fix the quality. And, although people like it rough and kind of out of the basement, we have to elevate.
So Versus has broken records as Instagram's most watched live stream. Some shows have reached over 6 million viewers, which is truly incredible. Why do you think it became such a must-see show? And what's especially impressive is that even post that early wave of the pandemic and virtual viewing, you've been able to maintain really high viewership numbers. So what is it about the type of guests that you bring on and the spirit and the structure of your platform that you think has made it such appointment viewing?
You said something key, the spirit of our platform. The spirit of our platform is based on love. That me and Swizz, first of all, I don't like to brag on, I don't know too many partners, but I don't think there's no partnership better than me and Swizz. I just think because we destined for something bigger than this, because the way the love is put into it, it shows on our platform. Yeah, we go through problems, we deal with egos and certain things, but the platform does its justice for the artist, and we have this thing that we call the Versus effect, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and I believe that's why it's still growing, because it's birthed from a great place, and I'm witnessing it, and that's all I can really say, because there's no method, there's no trickery, the love that we put into it. The universe brings it back and shows us what to do.
Yeah, and I feel that Versus started in the pandemic, but it's not for the pandemic, even though it was there to help the pandemic. It's for creatives, actually, and it's for the people. And so, like, a lot of people automatically was writing us off. It's like, oh, the pandemic's over, nobody's going to stay home and watch Versus. And we knew that was coming. And I think we prepared ourselves with some Versus that kept people engaged, because like our numbers are bigger than daytime TV, bigger than nighttime TV, bigger than most of the award shows. And when you get two creatives celebrating with each other, it's going to be successful, because the world has never seen this type of programming with musicians, and it's something that's very unique. And I think that we're the next biggest thing in music. We're reshaping people's marketing strategies. We're reshaping people's musical streaming business plans. Like the amount of people that come to us and want to plug in, we can't do it with everybody, because we have to keep it organic as well. We can't feel like, even though, we did the deal with Triller, that it's out of our hands, because it's not. Me and Tim run the company day to day still.
Yeah, how has the Versus business shifted and changed, especially in the last 6 months? You've been very adaptable to trying to experiment with new platforms and partnerships. What has been the most interesting part of that growth for you guys?
I think we have great partners. So that's been like, you know, we all in line, and they saw the vision of us growing bigger and better. And, you know, a lot of people always say, oh, we can be better, but Versus and Trilla is a perfect fit, and you see it, and it shows. Our production has went to another level. They really, our partnership really understands the culture and reshaping how it's seen, and they understand, especially me and Swizz ideas. And Swizz comes, he's a great curator of music. Like, he's one of the best to me, and he throw out, you know, a lot of things that are, and they stick to it, and it flows.
And what has been most exciting for you guys about expanding into a more sort of real world entertainment experience? Obviously, battles like this have existed for a long time, but now you're sort of merging the history of battles with the present platform that you have. What has that been like, and where do you see it going from here?
Oh man, I mean, our last verses, you know, over capacity Madison Square Garden,
Yes,
and it was a test. You know, it's like, you know, let's see how do people feel with this, being that they're outside. Let's see if people would actually buy tickets to this. And I mean, the response was overwhelming, but still, you know, did millions and millions of views online at the same time. And that's what was interesting to me, because it was like, although everybody's outside, it's summertime, you still have, you know, over 700,000 people on Instagram, another, you know, 500,000 over here, another this, another. And just to see the numbers going up when people are outside, I'm just like, wow, like, how is this possible? But then I realized that we really built the ecosystem for the culture and engagement. And with the thing that people love about Versus also is it's not scripted. Like, you get to see the real deal. Like, you never know what's going to happen. You know, the artist can say something to do something. Like, I mean, like, you know, we got artists falling off the stage live. I mean, like, it's so many moments that you can recap from a verse. You never know what you're gonna get, but you know you're gonna have fun.
Do you think people were needing that ability to celebrate and see some of these artists as part of the culture? Do you think that's part of why so many people are eager to tune in and see these kinds of candid moments of people that they maybe grew up listening to or idolizing?
I believe that's a big part of it. But I believe that, you know, we're in a pandemic, and I think people didn't know what they needed. We provided what they needed. And for a lot of people, it was healing, it was reconnection, it was seeing themselves. For me, it was, you know, looking back at myself as an artist, like, oh, okay, I understand why artists did this, made me understand ego. It's a lot that Versus, you know, the platform just does a lot, and it brings a lot. You know, it brings a lot of things out of people. And I think just when you hear about it, everybody has mixed emotions. Some people get dressed up and cook food. Some people changes their whole mood for the next week or two. So, you know, Versus does so much for the culture.
Yeah, and I love how it's educational, you know, because you're discovering artists that you probably wasn't around for your generation. And then artists are going back, sampling their work, and artists are going back, you know, wanting to work with them. And I love to see Earth, Wind and Fire and the Isley Brothers back on the charts, and everybody that's been doing Versus, their music has been charting, and their streams been going up 300, 400%. And it shows you that music is timeless, and music has no age limit. It just always have to have a platform. And I'm glad that Versus have become that platform. So anybody that get on Versus, it elevates their music, and it put them in front of the people today.
Absolutely. So what's next? Where do you guys see Versus headed in the post-pandemic future eventually?
You know, I believe it. I mean, like, you know, we always have the saying that Swizz and I said, mostly Swizz, sky's not the limit, just the view. So Versus is steady growing to be things that we don't even see coming. You know, we had Michael Buffer, you know, that's like, whoa, that's big.
Yeah, I think for me, I just wanted to be the biggest company in the world, for a long time that's supporting artists and bringing artists to light and bringing creatives together, because, you know, the industry that we're in is made to separate us as creatives. You know, you never really see us doing things together because it's so competitive. And on Versus it's competitive as well, but it still has the underlying respect going with it as well. You know, like the guys that go on stage and have like the craziest night and then shake hands and do records after with each other. And I love that because, you know, I feel that the creatives need that outlet to let some things go. You know, you look at what we had with Jeezy and Gucci Mane, that was a very serious Versus, but we loved it because those two men came together in front of millions of people, put their past behind them, and encouraged the youth to, you know, move forward in a positive way. And so there's so many things that I love that we were able to bring to the table that was a blessing for others.
Thank you so much, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, for joining us for this special Time 100 Talks, and congratulations on being a part of this year's Time 100 list.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is big. This is big.
And now 2018 Time 100 alum and chef José Andrés spoke with us about leading his organization, World Central Kitchen, with a mission to feed those struck by disaster. Take a look.
He has won innumerable honors in his chef's career. He has many restaurants. How many restaurants?
30-something.
37 restaurants in America, all in America.
Yeah, somewhere
And
else.
somehow in 2010, something changed. You started the World Central Kitchen.
Cooks are important because cooks cannot only feed the world physically, but we can feed the world at the soul level. Obviously, World Central Kitchen was not created specifically to fight hunger. It's great organizations trying to do that. We are born into the moment where a catastrophe, an earthquake, a hurricane happens, and into the reconstruction.
So I'm here in Bucanuel, which is this amazing, very beautiful fishing village. It's like 3,000-4,000 people live here, and it's many women, chef, Kamla, that they make this dish.
So we know that when things happen, we need to be there in the first moment, because it's when people need us the most. It's when people feel alone. And we don't only bring water and food, we bring somehow hope. We bring somebody they can talk to. The Haiti earthquake happened, the big one in 2010 in Port-au-Prince. And it's the reason World Central Kitchen was founded. When I went there to try, not to help, but to learn the way that we try to invest into solutions and stop throwing money at the problem, is if we create a culinary school and we are able to bring young women out of the streets and train them to learn a profession, and we are able to give them the opportunity to learn English, and after learning that profession, we are able to put them into restaurants and into hotels. This can be changing the face of Haiti 5, 10, 20 years, because I do believe a place like Haiti, tourism is the future. Sometimes the very big problems, they have very simple solutions, and that sometimes the only way forward is just a humble plate of food. People don't want our pity, people want our respect. We need to be with boots on the ground. I am tired of the speeches claiming that we're gonna be ending childhood hunger, claiming things that everybody claps like if we are seals, that we are being fed sardines in the zoo. With all due respect, we must clap less. We must do more. I go because I want to be smart about the issues that we face. I go because I do believe that the best world I can leave to my daughters is not by building walls, but by building longer tables. Because if there is hunger and poverty around the world, the most powerful army in the world will be hungry mothers trying to feed their children. We have no time to waste. I don't want to be 100 years old and be about to go to better place in my life and look back and say, I didn't work hard enough to achieve that. Or I didn't do that when I had the power to do it. I think the legacy we all need to be thinking, every one of us, is the legacy of now. because tomorrow is too far away. As President Kennedy said, don't tell me what your country is going to do for you, but tell me what you're going to do for your country.
Thank you to all of today's guests, our Time contributors, and to you, our viewers, for watching today's episode of Time 100 Talks. I'd also like to thank Citi for making today's program and important conversations possible. Make sure to check out time.com/Time100Talks to watch previous conversations and get Time delivered to your home by going to time.com/subscribe. And now singer-songwriter and Time 100 alum, Anaïs Mitchell, will close out the show for us with a performance of her song, Bright Star.
When I first laid eyes upon you, I was filled with such a longing to be with you in the dark. Bright star. Since I could not fly beside you, I would chart my own course by you, and I sail it by your light. Bright star. I sailed in all directions. I have followed your reflection to the farthest foreign shore. Bright star, bright star. I have anchored in the harbor. I have brought my gifts to barter for a drifter's bed and board. Bright star. I have drunk the wine of ages in the company of strangers. We have sung in tongues of angels and then stumbled on the pavement. And I understood my place then and my purpose in relation to the young and ancient night. Bright star, I am home now from my roaming. I'm alone now in the gloaming, with the ships out in the yard. Bright star, there's a thought upon me dawning. You have launched 1,000 longings, and I don't know who you are. Bright star, you have never been my vessel, or the wind my sails have wrestled, or the lands to which I travel, or the friends with whom I revel. There are lengths to which you'll never know I went to be your lover and beloved in your sight. Bright star, when I first laid eyes upon you, I was filled with such a longing to be with you in the dark. Bright star, if I could have flown beside you, I would not have had a sight of you to guide me through the world so wide and bright.